What's up, guys? DK here with Collector's Impact, and today I want to have a nice candid discussion about MetaZoo promo cards. There's just some things that I've been tossing around in my head recently regarding these promo cards, and I wanted to go ahead and share some opinions, some observations, and just start a conversation and really get your opinion and take on this situation. So the main thing that I want to discuss is functional versus non-functional promo cards and the potential for the collectability and or value and investment around such items. So what I mean by this, of course, is that there are some promos out there that have been released in very limited quantities, special editions, alternate arts and things, that are either versions of existing cards, like take this Fireball for example. This is the Channel Fireball promo that you could only get by buying one of those special bundles that they had for a very limited time, a first edition Cryptid Nation product. It was a pretty expensive bundle, and they were definitely highly limited, so there are only a few of these in the world, at least allegedly. Maybe they'll release them in a future bundle or something like that, but for now, and for the information that's out there, it was only available in the one-time $500 bundle for the first edition Cryptid Nation stuff. But the point being that this is actually a real card that is genuinely playable in the card game. So for the collector out there that's actually playing the game and looking to maybe pimp out their deck with some nicer versions and foils, alternate arts, promos, and things of that nature, if they're actually running Fireball and want to be like Mr. Flashy on the block, these types of promos are extra desirable for that. They're also desirable for the graders and all of that kind of thing because of their limited availability and just general collectors as well. In other words, these types of promos, in my opinion, have far wider reach and collectability and desire as a long-term sort of thing than, say, something like this Artifact Metal promo. These types of promos are available in very limited quantities and usually are released to commemorate a certain event or a product or something like that. So far there are versions of these types of metals for things like obviously this one here, which is the first edition Cryptid Nation release event promo. So if you went to an event around that product, or if you bought one of those special bundles from Rudy, and there were probably a few other ways that you could get this card as well, then you were rewarded with this particular promo card, and it actually doesn't do anything. That's kind of my thing here. This card doesn't actually have a function in the game, so it's just a flashy thing. It looks kind of nice, and it's actually a reverse hollow, where the metal itself is hollow, the rest of it is non-hollow. So it's kind of a cool piece, but as a general rule, it's kind of a neat thing to have, I guess, but it's functionally, there's not much there, so therefore, at least in my opinion, the collectability of some of these types of items is very limited. However, there are other versions of these styles, these metal style of cards, that are extremely rare because of the extremely limited nature of the release. So this one here is the Cryptid Nation release event promo from the year 2020, when the Kickstarter stuff actually launched. So this is a Kickstarter one. This is worth far more than the regular first edition one for that reason. But my gut also tells me that if this was a functional promo in some way, it would be worth a lot more. But then again, there's the argument to be made that if it's a functional promo, if it's unique functionality as a rare limited release promo, then yeah, people know that it'll be worth more money, but it'll be harder for players to actually get it if it ends up being a really good card and could be good in the game. But then there's the counter argument that they could just produce another card that does the exact same thing, especially right now since they're not they don't have to adhere to a reserve list or anything like that, though they probably will in the future. They don't have to now. They could actually reprint the same like card abilities from a metal or something like that if they choose to do it in the future on another card that's released in a future set, or released as another wide-ranging promo or something of that nature. All that rambling pretty much to say that, you know, these things could be worth a lot more if they actually had functionality, but there is valid reason why they don't. And I'm just kind of curious what you guys have to say about that. How do you feel about that? For cards like that, I hope that in the future they get more flashy and beautiful. They should be really focused around the artwork and the overall appeal of the card, at least in my opinion at this time. These cards look really bland, and without having any sort of ability, it kind of lowers their collectability unless it's something super crazy rare. And in an example like that, we'll use the promo card that comes with the shirts. So that promo card that were released with these special edition shirts, there were only 3,000 of the shirts produced, and the promo card is only available in like 1 in every 6 orders or something like that. So that's like 500, of those in existence to commemorate the launch of that shirt. Maybe those will be desired. Maybe those will be expensive promo cards. But in terms of the actual card games cards that are printed, I kind of am curious about the future of the medals cards. There are definitely exceptions for things like the creator content medal, the MetaZoo like exam medal, and those sorts of rare things where if you fulfill a thing like the artist medal, things like that, those will probably have a lot of collectability just because of the significance of what it takes to actually receive one of those promos versus something like this and something like the ones that come with the comic books that everybody who buys a copy of the comic book gets a promo card, and it's just the medal saying the original owner of this card purchased or owned the whatever comic book it was. Those just have so much more limited reach and appeal. Whereas I think that if you did like the comic cards and everybody gets like a special edition bookmark or plasma beam or fireball or something that's like a common card but remade in a special edition, that could probably go a long way in terms of collectability and to drive more sales for those types of products. That's also my 2 cents there. And then there are fun and weird instances like this, where these are functionally unique and, limited sort of situations for these promo cards, kind of going in line with what I was saying of the potential for some of the metal cards could be. These kind of already are. So in terms of like this Cryptid Nation one that you get in the spell book, you can cast any spell from Cryptid Nation without paying its aura cost. Really cool concept. It costs 2 to cast it. It's a colorless spell. You can put it in any deck, and then you basically get to cast your biggest card in your hand for free after you pay your 2 mana or your 2 aura. You just, boom, here's your big card. So, that kind of stuff is unique. Plus, this one here is a direct damage spell. It's colorless, and it gets souped up even more if it's your birthday. Stuff like that's kind of cool, and I personally like to gravitate towards these types of promo cards because I like cards that you can actually utilize and play with. And one last thing to discuss on this is there are, of course, things like the blister pack promos, whereas this is a unique version of Mothman that is still very much usable in the game, as well as the starter decks. They come with a promo card. Well, I guess it's not technically a promo card in this case, as it's just like the deck card, the starter deck exclusive card. But since you can't get it in the booster packs, in my opinion, that's essentially a promo card. And there's only 5,000 of these first edition decks made. And I think each deck comes with 2 of the promos, so there's 10,000 of each card. So they're a little bit easier to get on the market than some of the other more short print promos. But still, their limited availability plus their usefulness in the game makes them a desired item. Anyway, guys, that wraps up the video for today. I just wanted to share these random thoughts regarding the promo cards and the direction that they may go or may want to go with such items in the future. Let me know what you guys think about this. In terms of the metal cards, are you satisfied with how they look at the current time? Do you think that it's not a big deal and it's mostly just to represent a certain thing? And as a collector/investor, you're cool with these, you like them, you want to collect the whole binder full of every one that was ever released kind of thing? Or do you think that they would suit better if they were more unique in terms of the metal cards? Like if it's not going to have a function, would you rather it be like full art, flashy, really cool, collectible, desirable for that reason? Anyway, thank you very much for coming by and checking out the video. I do really appreciate it. And if you liked this video, definitely be sure to give it a nice thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, especially regarding MetaZoo content, pack openings, and other updates and things related to MetaZoo, we'll of course be doing lots of pack openings as more and more sets come out, more and more product comes out. Definitely subscribe to the channel. Again, thank you very much for coming by. I really do appreciate that, and I hope to see you back next time. Take care.